Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below as well as the little bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. So today's video, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about my career path. So of course, if you guys have been following my channel for a while as well as my Instagram, you guys will know that I am back in school. I've been in school over a year now. I am pursuing my doctorate degree for acute care nurse practitioner. So I've actually had a lot of questions about why I chose this particular degree path. So I figured this would be a good time for me to sit down and talk to you guys about why I chose nurse practitioner, and in particular why I decided on the acute care route versus the family route or some of the other population foci that are out there. So if you guys are interested in hearing this video and just kind of getting your thoughts rolling about kind of how you can decide what you would even like to focus on as well, then please keep watching. Alright guys, so first and foremost, I will just jump in a little bit with a little bit of background about me, especially if you guys are new to my channel. So I have ICU experience first and foremost, but I do work in the military now. I'm active duty. If you guys are new to my channel, I have a lot of videos on my life in the Air Force basically. So my whole medical background as a nurse has been ICU. When I graduated from school with my BSN, I went straight in as a new grad into an ICU position at the Mayo Clinic. So I was able to work alongside nurse practitioners on my unit. They were called mid-levels on my unit where I worked at. So it was at that particular moment where I started thinking that eventually I want to go back to school. I want to pursue a higher degree. So I started thinking along the lines of nurse practitioner. I honestly was never really into the CRNA route, so therefore I never really had that back and forth thought in my head between CRNA and nurse practitioner. So when I decided that nurse practitioner was exactly what I wanted to do, then I had to decide what exactly it was that I wanted to focus on. So that's where I want to say it comes down to yourself. You have to know yourself. So when you start looking at your life and deciding that you do want to go back to school and you want to make that leap, the first thing you need to know is your background. What do you already have a background in? What do you have an interest in? What population have you been taking care of? What population do you want to take care of in the future? You have to know what your long-term goals are. So those are things that will help you. So like I said, for myself, personally, I worked in the ICU, so I was always with the adult population. I was with, in particular, more of the older adult population. So I knew that I wanted to stick with that particular population. So I decided that acute care nurse practitioner was the route that I wanted to take, because I also knew that I wanted to stay in sort of that ICU type environment. So when it comes down to the main difference between acute care nurse practitioner, family nurse practitioner, and some of the other population foci, we'll get into that in just a sec. But just so we're clear, by definition, all nurse practitioners are going to diagnose, they're going to treat, they're going to manage chronic acute illnesses. So that's just by default throughout any population that they're specialized in. So the fine minute details really come down to what specific population you want to be certified in. So of course you have family, which is kind of all throughout the lifespan. You have acute care, which is like your adult gerontology, so it's the older adults, but it's more of that acute setting. You do have neonatal, you have women's health, you have psychiatry, and then there's also pediatrics. So there's about 6 primary population foci within the nurse practitioner spectrum. So for myself, because I feel like out there for the nurse practitioner realm, the biggest ones that you really hear about are mental health, acute care, and family. So for myself, sticking with acute care, I knew that I wanted to be in that sort of environment. So I wanted to be able to have that autonomy to work in emergency rooms, trauma centers, various ICUs, so MICUs, SICUs, CVICUs, those sort of things. So it really comes down to that certification that you're going to receive, because it's very hard to cross over once you are certified as a nurse practitioner in your specialty. So very rarely, unless you're dual certified, will you see a family nurse practitioner working in an acute care setting, or an acute care nurse practitioner working in a family setting. So I say, once you decide what you want to do and once you're on that track, make sure that it's something that you want to stick with. Now, of course, like I said, you can get those dual certifications, and sometimes that does come in very handy, because along the line, you know, you might want to change paths and you might want to do something different, and you'll have that dual certification. So I know personally for myself, I didn't want to learn a whole new population. Like, I dealt with pediatrics and I dealt with that younger population in nursing school, but that's not something that I specifically wanted to focus on for my nurse practitioner degree. So I didn't want to choose family because I didn't want to focus on that full family health spectrum. I really wanted to focus on the population that I like, that adult gerontology, older population. I wanted to be able to manage those chronic illnesses and diseases that I already see in the various ICUs that I've worked in. So that was my main reason for going with the acute care route versus the family route. So basically, when it comes to your education, it's up to you, honestly. You just have to sit down. I always say, write out your goals, write out your dreams. What is it that you want to achieve? And then just go for it and stick with it. And like I said, any of these nurse practitioner degrees, whatever population foci that you want to focus on, they're all extremely beneficial for the growth of our healthcare industry. So none of them are better than any of the others. So I just want to go ahead and say that first and foremost. So I hope this was kind of helpful, just for me to sit down and share with you guys why I decided on my career path, and then to kind of talk to you guys, just to kind of structure your thinking and kind of get you in the mindset of what it is you would like to possibly do and how you can go about that as well. So I hope this video has been helpful. Leave me your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up as well, and subscribe to my channel down below if you have not already. It's the big red button. You can't miss it. And as always, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.